Good morning, good morning. Happy
Good
Tuesday.
morning.
Happy Tuesday. Pull up with your morning coffee this morning. We've got Coach Canny with us. We've got an epic banter session live for you guys. And we're just gonna, I'm feeling really good today. So I'm sitting outside and I'm having some fresh air. So I'm just sharing with you guys the view of the magical view. Here I am, and I'm just excited to be here with my brothers. And yeah, level 3, that's first and foremost. So yeah, everyone, level 3, that's a good step. It's probably not the best, but I mean, it's better than what we can do with what we have. But I'm glad we can get a real coffee.
Oh my gosh, that's like that's I don't care about takeaways. I don't care about any of that. I want a good coffee.
Hey, yeah, let us know in the
Like
comments
we
section
make do with what we got.
Coffee shop.
But damn.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know where I'm going to go for my coffee, but I want to get a good one.
Do you feel like you're going to be like, you don't want to be let down either? No, I feel like the baristas have been wanting to make coffee too. So I feel like that's like it's going to be a win-win for everyone. Like the barista's going to be like, I can't wait to make coffee. Person's going to be like, I can't wait to sip this coffee. So it's just going to be all round magical. But yeah, let us know in the comment section your local coffee shop. Where will you go, Chief?
I was just going to go to Wild Bean. But I don't. I do want to go to like I want to smell that
yeah,
just that good
coffee smell.
Nectar of the gods, you know what I mean?
And it definitely is. How's your coffee situation been, Canny? I was cracking up at when I rewatched our episode last week about how you was just trashing the English coffee, eh? You haven't found the spot yet?
Nah, still rubbish. It's it's probably going to be a few years before I get a good coffee.
Unlucky.
Obviously, me and Becky were talking about it. We like sometimes we go down in the morning to the local cafe, and then we're walking back and we're drinking our coffee, and then it reminds us, "Fuck, this is shit coffee. Why did we even do this?" But then it's just like at the same time, it's kind of like we're drinking it and we're just like, you know what? This is still worse than the worst coffee in New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah. Like you could have a coffee from Z is better than anything I've found here.
And that's a big call.
Yeah, cool. I think it's because they got a lot of chains. So they've got like 3 or 4 main chains here of coffee chains. They don't really have local cafes.
Right.
Like what you have in New Zealand. So my theory is that because they're all chains, they obviously have to buy beans that are like they bulk buy beans that are probably not the best quality, and so it just comes out tasting like.
Could be a business there for you, bro.
Yeah. If I'm willing to do it, I can't be asked.
Definitely.
I tell you, the best coffee I ever had was Melbourne.
Oh yeah. Where?
Yeah, I heard Melbourne's green coffee.
Melbourne's coffee is unbelievable.
That's when I realized you could have like coconut milk and oat milk in your coffee, and it was like good. Just go into your garden, Canny, and put some dirt in your cup, add some boiling water, and
honestly,
boom.
that's what it tastes like. It's that bad. Like it's so bitter and just like it's rubbish. It's absolute rubbish.
I feel for you. Can't you just have like instant coffee? Isn't instant coffee nice?
Yeah, well, no, we've got a like a similar Nespresso machine that what you guys have.
Oh yeah.
And that's better than buying a coffee. So I just have those every morning. I've started making those and then going for a walk rather than walking to the cafe and buying it. So yeah.
Save your cash, mate.
Love that. Anyways, what have you been up to, bro? How have you been?
Yeah, been good. So over the last, today I did I think last week I was telling you guys that I had an interview or trial kind of coaching thing planned. So I did that today. It was pretty promising. So I think I'm going to sit down with the owners sometime this week and then go over kind of the options and what it looks like for them. I think they're looking for, they're kind of, they're like, oh, do you want a contracting role or a full-time role? And I was like, man, give me a full-time role. Like I want to do that like every day. So
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're like, oh yeah, okay, we'll go away. We'll have a bit of a chat about it, and then we'll have a meet up, go and have a coffee, and just.
Is it close to where you live?
Yeah, it's about a 14-minute drive. 13-minute drive from where I live, which is pretty cool. Becky's, so where I'm living at the moment is like a little village, and it's in between like two towns, and so it's in one of the nearest towns close by, which is pretty cool. So
what do you mean village?
Oh, it's hard to explain. So village is like, it's tiny. It's like, I can't even explain it. Like it's literally, so we're in a village called Kingsclear, and it'll literally take you about, I'm not even kidding, probably a minute to drive through the whole town. I can run to the end of town in in probably like 6 minutes or something.
Is it just like, because it's just big farmland and then there's lots of people in that little area, so they're that village?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, so there's on their farmlands, they've just got little kind of pockets of villages like scattered throughout, like in between the towns and all that kind of stuff, where I kind of feel like, I don't know. Well, you got like Rotorua, for example, and then you've got massive farmland, and then you got Taupo. That's the next place, and there's not really anything in between.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just upgrading from Murupara, eh?
Yeah, upgrading from Murupara.
Okay, let's. Oh yeah.
Sorry, you know how you were showing on your Instagram those little drone vehicles?
Yep.
I've seen this new craze on TikTok where people lie down in front of them and see if they'll drive over the top.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen those.
It's pretty crazy how sensitive they are. Like they'll instantly stop. Like they'll be hurning along, and as soon as there's something in front of them, they stop on a dime, and then they do these like little pivots. And I did see one where it went over the girl's legs. I didn't think it was too much of a thing. Yeah, that's the latest craze. You should do that.
Yeah, those things blew my mind. They're absolutely. Oh, I just didn't know we're at that level already.
We totally are.
Like there's like you just order your groceries or whatever, and these little white drones just drive it to your door. Like I didn't know that was a thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love that.
Totally
I live for that.
Yeah. What about you guys? So from what Chief was telling me, you're in level 3. Are you in level 3 now or tomorrow? Tomorrow. Well, that's good news.
It just means we get coffee and KFC. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that changes.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Now.
Not much. But anyways, let's crack into this banter session, brothers. Let's touch on the nationals thing first, because we were talking about that yesterday, Chief. And have you seen the post, Canny?
The most recent one I saw was that you guys need to be at level 1 by October 7th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you give us a rundown, Chief, and then we'll just open it up like that.
Yeah. So basically, New Zealand Nationals came out last week with a post saying that there's 3 ways that they can approach this with the current lockdown status. Essentially, they're giving Auckland to the 7th of October to be at level 1 to then be invited to come to Nationals. Even if we're at level 2, we still won't be invited to come to Nationals because of the rulings around travel and bubble exposure. So for Auckland-based teams, if the rest of the country is at level 1, they are still going to run the competition. Now, and then if we're still at level 2 right across the country, then they're going to cancel the event, and when they're going to make that decision on the 7th. Now, the challenge is there's a couple of challenges. One, I don't think Northland people can traverse through Auckland to come down to Nationals, so that might actually exclude them. The other one is that the further MR came up around reimbursement, and basically we can ask to be reimbursed and we lose 10% of our fee for administration, and then which is always the throwaway line, or we can hold and see if we would be at level 1 by the 20th of October, which we would then be able to be invited, and we have up until the night before. So the question that I wanted to ask and run across is, how would you approach Nationals? So just say, for argument's sake, we are going to go to Team Nationals. we've had this huge challenge with lockdown impacting our build-up. What would then be the focus if we were all to be able to get back into the gym on the 4th of October, which is when we're meant to go to level 2? We would then have 16 days to get ready. What would you focus on, or what would you plan for to get ready for that? And then we've got individual nationals in December, and then how would you switch focus and move to that? What would you be focusing on?
I think a big thing would be, I think a major thing in the team nationals is teamwork stuff. So because of the short time span, I'd probably, whoever your team is this year, I'd probably look at trying to get them to kind of learn each other's patterns and gel them together. From my understanding, you guys have got maybe a new team this year, like quite new members in the team.
Yeah.
So maybe getting them, especially after they haven't been training in the gym for, or training and seeing each other for a decent period of time. I think that would be the biggest thing that I would probably focus on heading into team nationals, is just getting them to getting used to one another. As you do at battle tested, run workouts that are all team based, obviously, things like that, just to get everybody communicating and getting used to one another and kind of understand, especially stuff like worms. And I know that the 808 crew are pretty good at worms and all that kind of stuff, and have a good idea of how each other works. But especially if the teams are new, that's probably something that I would probably look at, especially because in such a short space of time, you're probably not going to make, in terms of fitness, that much improvement. Yeah. But like you can make a massive improvement. You can have, obviously, I mean, you guys know, you can have 4 fit individuals that don't work well together, and you know that you won't do very well. But you can have 4 people who gel really well and really understand each other, and you can just be phenomenal. You'd be a phenomenal and a hard team to beat.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because when lockdown happened, we essentially switched focus a lot, and with a lot of the programming and Mo and that can tell you, we've done a lot of leg stuff.
Yep.
Because generally when you go to nationals, the heat, you know, they have a hard on for squats, lunges, and a lot of leg, lower body based movements, because it's spectator friendly. You can see a lot. It's big muscle groups. You can move it a lot more. It's generally in a lot of the workouts anyway. We haven't done a lot of gymnastics and rig work, and we know that because not many people have it. So we switched our focus to just basically high volume, lower body, just so that people have essentially conditioned legs to take that volume of work if we were to go to nationals.
Yep.
But the anticipation from our end is that we probably won't go to team nationals. We've yet to bring this out to the battle tested guys, but we probably won't push for team nationals. We're probably going to pivot and push for individual nationals, because we seem to have quite a few people that are probably going to qualify for that. What would your focus then be for indies?
How far away is it?
December the 11th.
December the 11th. Man, well, I mean, what's that? That's a couple of months away. I don't know. I guess you could do initially a really short strength cycle, just to get everybody used to lifting heavy again. Because obviously you guys have been in lockdown and probably been working with dumbbells and things like that. Not everybody's been having the heaviest load, and you've built up a lot of endurance with lighter loads, but maybe doing a heavier cycle initially, just to get their legs used to heavier loads, might be a good idea to start off with. Maybe even just 3 or 4 weeks, I don't know, something like that, and then probably start going into a lot of the high school fitness stuff after that, leading up into it. That's kind of what I would do, just based on your time span that you've had and obviously what's happened.
What about the if you're thinking do a short heavy cycle, and just say your time frame's only limited to this amount, how do you navigate with your mindset in terms of, that you haven't had a whole year's training, but you've got a shorter amount, is the expectation higher? Is it lower? Is it you can go into it kind of like not expecting much? Like, how would you approach that, knowing that that was the cycle that you're going to use? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the thing with like strength training is that you don't really lose much of it.
Right.
If you haven't done it in a while, like you tend to, strength is like, takes a long time to build, but at the same time, it takes a long time for it to go away. So I assume a lot of the guys wouldn't have lost that much strength. They probably just won't be used to lifting heavy.
Yeah.
So just getting them used to lifting heavy in that way. And then obviously just the fitness side of things, you can get pretty fit. And then fitness is the opposite. You can get fit really quick and you lose it really quick. So it's like the opposite of strength. So that's why I'd probably say that, the guys probably haven't lost too much strength. They probably still be the same or very close to it. But their fitness has probably suffered maybe a little bit. But luckily enough, if you kind of start with a strength, like a strength thing, and then later on go into, and then start building up into fitness, and then just do workouts that have like moderate loads, I guess, like, trying to get the guys to learn to move moderate weighted barbells and stuff really well, and like efficiently, and just motor through that kind of stuff, and get them used to that kind of volume as well leading into internationals. That's kind of what I would do.
Hey.
Do you think we will see something new at nationals at Indies? Do you think there'll be something that he will throw in that we've never seen before?
I think so. I'm pretty sure didn't he last year do like a? I'm sure he put up a photo of like a bike or something, or bikes. Didn't he do that last year?
So I think the original intent was that they were going to do a bike event, but that never transpired. But then he did with the RX guys do that broad jump.
Weighted swim. Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He did that broad jump. Kind of alternating EMOM was like 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds rest.
That's right. And you had to make the round.
Yeah, and you had to make that. It was an 80-kilo snatch.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think he'll do. Yeah, I think possibly he'll do. Wall walks. That'll be a pretty gnarly one.
Just because you like them.
I hate them. But
they're not a tall person's friend.
Yeah. So I think they could even do something like one of those max effort ones where you're trying to, like they did at Torium, where they had to they had to pull a sled.
Yeah.
That's like a box jump over and then pull the sled. Something like that. I don't recall seeing anything like that. Maybe they did, I don't know, but I don't think they did anything like that last year. So could be something that's showing up, some max effort stuff like that. I know they did it in the games this year as well with the yoke carry. They did something similar where they had to, so I don't know.
I like those. I like those types of scenarios. I feel like it's anyone's bag, And I reckon if you're highly competitive in your head and you know how you operate, Chief, you're a good example of that. You know when to hit at what point. And I think if you're smart like that, those types of scenarios can be the upsetter for the athlete that's been training for a whole year, that's, doing all the hard yards, but they don't know their body well enough to know when to level up on those scenarios. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like the extra part of the competition, eh?
Well, it's interesting. He hasn't, over the last couple of years, done a lot of short events. He's done a lot of moderate, medium-based time to long. You had the half Murph at the start last year. There was that the handstand walk, dumbbell row. There's all sort of that sort of 9 to 15-minute mark kind of events, which on paper you're kind of like, well, 9 minutes is a long time. Yeah, but it's really long when you're working at 90 to 100% maximum output.
Yeah,
and you've got, because generally you're tiered with other people who are of the same ability because it's based off rank. So if you're in the top heat, all of them are guns. So you're all gunning against each other, and because we're highly competitive, we then our output becomes that much more heightened. The adrenaline is that much more heightened. So the at the end of it, you'll get, and it's like 9 minutes. And I used to always say, 9 minutes, piece of piss, man. You'll be recovered in 20 minutes. Later, 3 hours, and you're still like,
yep.
You know, and then after, I think Nationals last year, they had 9 wads or 10 wads for the RX. That's a lot of output for, you know, at going at 100%, because you're never going that fast in training ever. Like, it's really hard to mimic competition scenario.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy thing. So I think that we're probably going to see more of the same. I don't anticipate short. I'd actually love to see a standard. I'd love to see 30 clean and jerks into 30 muscle ups into 30 snatches or something like that. That would be dope.
Ooh.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
That'd be some gangster stuff. Anyways, let's roll into what apps, resources, tips, and tricks have you guys like learned in your career or in your, you know, being a coach? You guys are always looking for efficient ways to make your job easier. Share with us, you know, some hacks, some tricks, or even just like how you do what you do. You know, yours, Chief, is completely different to Canny's, your style, but I think it's awesome that you guys can come together and talk about each style and maybe take something from each other, you know, but open up about what apps and resources you guys use.
Well, one of my biggest resources has always been my coaches. So, or my peer group. And when I very first started, I thought, no, you know, I'm an island onto my own, and I've got to do my own thing. But I soon learned that you can't do that. You need a circle of people around you that you can pick pride and ask for content and ideas, etc., etc. Basically, in the last year, Canyon and I, it was literally as soon as my morning class, I'd come upstairs at 7:45. He'd be there, we'd be eating breakfast, and that kind of like 45 minutes before he would go down train with Sammy was like gold, because that was our chance to banter, talk about ideas and stuff like that. So I think one of the key resources that you have is that you need to go out and find other people who may not do the same as you, but are on the same wavelength as you, who are open with ideas and who aren't afraid to challenge you, but at the same time will support you in that, which I think was incredibly valuable for me coming out of the second lockdown we had last year in August to when Canny left. I think that was one of our biggest growths as gym. And I centered a lot of that around being able to talk with Canyon in the morning, and he would bounce ideas with me, I'd bounce ideas with him. So that was probably out of my top 3 that I have, that's one of them. In terms of like a little tip, Beat Leap is like my go-to, you know, little app that I use.
I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, Beat Leap. Like it's where I make my videos, because I'm horrendous at cutting footage.
Oh, shush.
So I compared to like Canyon and you, it's like, you know,
just different
no frills, no frills, new world. And so I use Beat Leap, and Beat Leap's an amazing application where I can take 30 videos, pick a song, and then it takes the beat of the song and the movement in the video and pull something together, and then I can kind of mend it. So Beat Leap is huge. And then in terms of resources, so we're on SugarWad, which is our programming application, and that's a really smart way of using a application tool to be able to program. It's not the best one in the market, I don't think, but it does well for us at the moment. And but that's one of the things we're going to examine when level 3, when I get the coaches around. What else is out there? Is there something more that we can use that will better facilitate for our members? So those are the 3 things: your people, Beat Leap, SugarWad.
Nice, bro. What about you, Kenny?
I was actually going to say something similar. I'd say like just biggest resources, having the right people around you. I think actually also I'll do a different one. Is just, I think, keeping an open mind about learning different things. I think it's really like I love CrossFit, absolutely love it, but do I think it's for like everybody out there? Like I think everybody can, if someone's goal is to like achieve results and all that kind of stuff, do they really need to know how to snatch? Like I don't think so. You know what I mean? So, but like I try and keep my mind a bit open to learning different types of things and come up with my own, I guess, what's the right word?
Understanding?
Yeah, understanding and or come up with my own kind of philosophy and be like, yeah, no, I understand where that works. And it's kind of like building tools for the toolbox, you know, for dealing with people. So I think a big thing a big tip or thing for me was just always keeping an open mind. I used to like bag on Zoo. You guys know, like, or not bag on Zoo, but like I never would do Zoo and all that kind of stuff. But I think within the last year of being at 808, the last year I was there, I started to understand it a bit more, and even like, you know, got involved with it a couple of times during the first lockdown, and I was like, fuck yeah, no, this is actually like, especially for like what I do and like my minimal stuff. Like, and then I noticed a lot of people online who were going through that lockdown period and trying to make up these body weight only workouts. And I was like, man, Zoo's so much better than the stuff that people are putting out. Like, but it's not that well known or mainstream enough. But yeah, it's just things like that. I mean, it's just trying to keep my mind open to things and understanding it and trying to pick things from it and use it for myself, kind of thing. Second thing I'd say, like, apps. Obviously, me and Chief use kind of doing different things. I'm trying to train people remotely, and Chief has actually got people in front of him doing his programming. So, like, I mean, there's heaps of stuff out there, heaps of apps out there. I've tried a few. The best one I've found is called Fitter Training, FITR. And it's just good because it just kind of does everything for you. A big challenge for me when I was trying to figure all of this out was just like little things that you don't really consider. Like, if someone clicks on the button to buy your thing, how does it get sent to them? Or like, how do they get an email sent to them that confirms them, that lets them know that they've got a program? Or how do they cancel if they push a button? How does that come to me and then get me to like cancel it? You know what I mean? Like little things like that was super challenging for me. But Fitter kind of does all of that automatically for you. It doesn't have a whiteboard or anything like that. So like if you owned a gym and I don't think you could use it to like put up the programming on a TV or something. But it just takes care of all that stuff. So it literally gives you links. You pop it on your websites, and then you just click on it, and it does all of that for you. It emails them, and then if they cancel, it emails you and lets you know that, hey, this person's canceling, and you don't really have to do anything, which I think is the goal if you're trying to do something online, is have some systems where you're not doing too much stuff. Or
like doing all that micro stuff, like you said, like trying to link those emails to here, all the buttons, and you shouldn't have to be thinking about that, but you had to for that.
It'd be impossible. Imagine if like 100 people all signed up at once, and then you're just like, shit. And you have to go through 100 names trying to like sign each individual one up. Like you'd be there for like 2 days. Like it'd be like stupid. So like having an app like that is key for things like that. You just have to kind of set and forget kind of thing. And then and obviously the third thing would be just, I think, is your social media game. I think I personally think TikTok is like super valuable at the moment. I've done a lot of research and like even like looked, seen what other people have said about it, and it's kind of like what Instagram was maybe 5 years ago.
Definitely.
In terms of getting exposure. Like it's super hard to get. I don't know how you grow a following on Instagram without TikTok. Like I'm slowly growing mine on Instagram, but it's only because it's coming through TikTok. It's feeding through that way, because otherwise I'll have no idea. Like, you can put hashtags and you can put all this kind of stuff, but it's super hard to get your name out there just on Instagram, unless you obviously do like pay ads or something like that. But I think TikTok's a bit of a game changer. If you can figure out how to promote or like film things that are to do with you and your business and your brand, I think if you can figure out a way to do that on using TikTok, then I think it's a game changer, eh?
Hard. Absolutely. I absolutely think that like the world has changed tremendously because of the TikTok application and how much how much people's businesses have grown just from that. And you are evident of that too, bro. Like, I remember having conversations of you batting your head against the wall, like, how am I going to make this work? And
Yeah.
and consistency was it though, like consistency and sticking with it. And you know, you would be like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, Mo, but you still stuck at it. And like, I go through and I'm like, I saw that video that hit 1.4 million views, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty impressive, because it's not often that we see those numbers, you know what I mean? Like, but the application supplies that, and it's crazy if you can jump on the algorithm and get your name out there. I totally agree on that. Totally. There's another one called Discord at the moment that I've just kind of just been dabbing in, which is a more personable one. But I think you guys could benefit off of it. You know me, when I'm always like deep diving, I'm like, I always think of like who could benefit from these things. And I think like PTs, coaches, communities can definitely benefit from Discord. It's like a I'm in your pocket type of platform, like with your community, if that makes sense. Like, you could message me, I could message you. Like, that's how tight knit it is. I jumped on it when the CrossFit Games were on, and then they would bring athletes on, and then you could like see what was behind it on the Discord CrossFit Games platform, if that makes sense. And not everyone was on it. So I reckon by the end of this year, maybe the start of next year, it will have some momentum. It's a gamers app, but now it's going like all levels. But that's just my 2 cents on that. Anyways, that was really informative. So I really appreciate you guys sharing that knowledge. And it's been forever actually since it feels like we've been sitting upstairs and this, the morning sun comes in and we're like, oh, did you see that so-and-so's post? And oh yeah, this is my thoughts. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, so pretty much.
It's been real cool. But yes, we've got song of the day, which is a best soundtrack song. Was that on a movie?
It could be anything. It could be a movie. You could probably have a TV series or whatever. So basically, it's the whole like Titanic, Celine Dion-esque or Moana, that song, or from Frozen or whatever. So it's whatever is your favorite soundtrack song.
Okay, I'll go first. And I always like buzz myself out, but I always end up picking 2 songs. Oh no, I actually picked one for this one. This one is an ultimate classic, and it's off a movie. I'm sure, Charlie, you will appreciate this. Can you hear? I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control. Absolute classic. I was listening to that album yesterday, and I was like, it was like nostalgic for me. I was like, I felt like I was a 12-year-old girl singing in the lounge. But that's my song for day 22. What have you got, Chief?
All right, so mine's from the Judgment Night soundtrack. So this is from 1993, and this is kind of like the first time like heavy metal and hip hop would fuse together. And there's artists on here like Helmet and House of Pain, Living Colour and Run DMC, De La Soul, Living Colour, Dinosaur Jr. and Del the Funky Homo Sapien. So there's really crazy mixes. Yeah. I've chosen Faith No More and Booyah Tribe, and this is called Another Body Murdered.
Heavy.
There's definitely your type of music.
And Booyah Tribe are the Samoan. They were huge in LA, and they were like the Samoan gangsters.
Yeah.
Booyah Tribe. Douche.
That's so I felt like you were coming out of like the smoke.
Such a good and Biohazard were one of my all-time favorite bands when I was growing up. They're like they're I think from Pittsburgh. They're just they look like they steel workers with steel cap boots, sledgehammers, but they're like heavy hip hop influenced. But they look like skinheads, but they're not. Leather jackets, and it's just so good.
What have you got,
That's
Kenny?
me.
This is all for movie. Try and guess what movie it's on. I reckon you guys will get it easy.
I reckon I'll get it straight away.
It'd be Moana.
What movie?
It's not Shrek.
I was thinking Shrek.
See if someone knows in the comments.
Come on.
It's a Marvel movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Yes. That's a really good movie.
Oh, it's not what I expected, Kenya.
Nah.
Neither.
I was expecting like Hannah Montana.
No, but the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack is actually really good. Like they've got all the old school songs.
Yeah, they've got all the G songs.
That was awesome. All right, well, I'm going to round us up for quote of the day. It's been awesome this banter session with you brothers. I'm pretty sure everyone will appreciate that. Today's quote of the day. Did I even pick one? Oh no, you can pick one. Let's go between 247 and 254. Just because we haven't done one on this page.
253.
Okay. Ooh, this is very relatable today. 253. Work as though you would live forever and live as though you would die today. By Og Mandino. Awesome. Nice. Awesome banter session this morning, brothers. Thank you, everyone that's pulled up with your coffee today. I hope you all have a good day. Level 3 tomorrow. Get a real coffee. Support local. And everyone on the 75 hard day 21 today. Smash it out. And bros, you have a good day. Kenny, you have a good night.
Yeah, good day. I'm stoked that you guys are at level 3 now. Hopefully, starts easing off pretty quickly from here.
Yeah, handy. Any last words?
No.
We got our guest tomorrow.
Oh yes, tune in tomorrow morning. Get to know the community. Can't wait to see you guys there. It's going to be definitely a goodie. Kenny, you have to watch it tomorrow night.
We'll watch.
But yes, tomorrow, get to know the community. Everyone, you guys have a good day. Kenny, thank you for joining us tonight or morning here.
Yeah.
All my love. All my love. You'll be back next week, eh?
Yep.
Yeah. If you guys got any questions, let them know.
Yeah.
We could probably sell you, Kenny. Yeah. Mr. Model.
Oh,